If you were to teach a child the Bible, Plato, and Shakespeare, I think I can say with 100% certainty, all of that will still be useful in 20 years' time.
What do we have to do? We have to call out the lies and confusions of the mainstream media because it ain't going to stop. Then we have to actually do something on the ground. Do what Ron DeSantis is doing and have law and order. And do you think maybe there's a connection? Isn't it odd that there seems to be a connection with places that allow for crime in stores? Go in, steal $850 worth of stuff, jump the turnstile. That's also where they let all the illegals in. Like, it's a complete collapse of everything that we once knew a functioning society should do. So we got to start deporting people. We got to start arresting people. We got to start taking control of our borders. And then perhaps, do you think maybe we should look back at some old stories? Maybe some old books gave us some hints on some of this stuff. Do you think that maybe not only the Bible, but Plato, Shakespeare, do you think that there are ideas that people who were so much more serious about reality than us in our modern adolescence, do you think that maybe they knew something, maybe they learned something, maybe a lot of them died so that we could freaking play video games all day? Douglas Murray.
Harari is an interesting one because he's a very good synthesizer of things. But he's done something, I think, which is very dangerous, which is that he's started to speak beyond his competency. And indeed, I think right beyond his competency. I thought Sapiens was one of the most brilliant works of history I'd ever read. It deserves all of the acclaim and all of the sales that it's got. But his stuff on the future and his increasing tendency to sort of sound off about human beings in a way that is profoundly banal, I think.
Very nihilistic too.
It's rather nihilistic. He said the other day that we live in an era in which, he said it's on an American talk show, which is maybe where you shouldn't go to mine knowledge, but he said on an American talk show that we live for the first time in the first era in human history in which we don't know what to teach the children. And that because things are moving so fast with technology and blah, 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 he said this is a unique moment in human history. I thought, what a foolish thing to say. It's very straightforward what you teach the children. You teach them what you taught them before, the things that give you a grounding. I mean, if you teach a child a grounding in ethics, in rhetoric, in literacy, in numeracy, in history, in the greats. You know, if you were to teach a child the Bible, Plato, and Shakespeare, I think I can say with 100% certainty, all of that will still be useful in 20 years' time, and it'll be useful in 50 years' time and 100 years' time.
And more is the pity that so many modern education systems don't give you any sight of things like Plato.
Well, because then you don't know what you're grounded in. And the problem is then you don't know the waters you're swimming in.
So many of us, those kids who are out there chanting for things they have no idea what they're saying, they're not grounded to anything related to reality. A media that lies to them, education system that lies to them, and everything else. But we better start fixing it. And the best thing you can do is figure out what that means to you.